Please.
And we are live, kind of right on time, talking about gratuitous violence, apparently.
It's what we do.
We're
And
playing
who's boinking
Battletech, so
who?
gratuitous violence is actually one of the better things we do.
Okay.
Yes, we have with us Knight Lancer and the man who read Gothic, so you don't have to, Fooble. Everybody, give him a round of applause. He deserves it.
Do you
Truly,
ever know
Shrapnel
that
Gothic,
you're my...
from what he said, sounds mostly average and boring. And yeah, it doesn't sound like it was all that impressive of a read. Do I still have that somewhere? It's Access Source Book.
Hey, 10 highlights. I only had 10 highlights. I mean,
How long was the book? How long was the?
you've seen
the
some of my
shrapnel?
other
How
work where
big
I've had
is it?
like
Oh well, I mean,
293.
when you're reading through the beautiful work of Brian Young, things get special. So I was trying to find
Actually,
those
his story
Phoenix
was kind of
Ops.
forgettable. It was only 5 pages.
Most of the stuff is perfectly forgettable. That's the thing, at least in my opinion.
Yeah.
Oh,
remember, he already blew his load at the beginning of the free story.
That one was pretty darn bad. So maybe he put all of his
pretty much
in that one. I can't find. Do you still have the PDF with the 3 Phoenix Hawks? It's probably hiding like all the way up the chat, so I don't have it off the top of my head. But all you add in Shrapnel was 3
the
new
whole book
variants
was nothing
of
but
the Phoenix Hawk.
And honestly, that is the only thing that appeared in almost all the stories was a Phoenix Hawk.
Wow.
Yeah.
Evan McWarrior, welcome in.
Hello.
I mean,
hold on.
Honestly, they should have dropped more than just Phoenix Hawks in that particular book. We keep saying that they should have had a TRO
full TRO
ready to go.
Yeah. In one of the stories, they did have mentioned like 6 other mechs, and none of them have a Gothic variant.
I mean, I would expect them to have the normal variants available, but you know, I would like if I were. I'm gonna be mean here. If I were CGL, I would improve on some of the Gothic stuff. Add the MML as equipment that's available, as an example. Like some of the mid-range tech there, have it available in Gothic for more things to be used, and just add some variety, not just be Succession War gear.
Honestly, I think you can just tell that it's just that slapped together.
I wish it wasn't so, but it does feel like Gothic is strongly slapped together.
It looks like a Mortis Light.
Yeah, it does look like a Mortis. The art for that Phoenix Hawk is okay. I don't like the others, but that one here, it does look like a Mortis Light, and it does
feel like what they're going for.
Wait. First of all, what's up, pimps? Second of all, they actually put bespoke artwork for the Gothic mechs with hatchets and stuff in the what is that? Shrapnel?
Yep.
Yeah.
So we can do bespoke artwork for Shrapnel, but for the actual main product, we can't.
Shh, Tanky. We know. It's CGL.
Consider my expectations curbed.
You had expectations?
Bingo.
A modicum. Look. It's like Robin Williams in the movie The Birdcage, right? When he says, "Listen, I want this to be a good drag show. If anything, an okay drag show." Right? I want this to be a good product. If anything, a okay product. Not this.
Bone Shaman.
Bone Shaman, you will feel very sad that we also have some leaks from upcoming Aerotech products that are also quite mediocre. So I'm very sorry to tell you that this is also
honestly,
coming.
I just want them to finish all the mechs and just be done with it, and then they can add all the pack-ins that they want later.
That's just like, are we gonna do another stream of I wish Gothic was? We'll try to talk about the clans. That's what's on the thumbnail.
Well,
let's please not do that.
Hey, the clans don't exist in Gothic, so it doesn't matter.
There you go. And I mean, this particular variant, Blazer, large laser mace, 585. So it's slower than a regular Phoenix Hawk, but it does pack quite a bit of a punch. And at 585, you are going to be still going to be able to bring that mace to bear. So I don't think this is a bad setup or a bad design.
And it's a pretty cool Solaris mech.
I mean, stick triple strength on there. I mean, it fits because you've got nothing else. I mean,
and if you went to level 2 tech, you'd be even better. Throw in some sort of movement accelerator like Mask or a supercharger with an XL engine, and you're good.
No, it's the Hawk with the bunk.
Yeah,
the Hawk with the bunk. Yes. I mean,
and then with an XL engine, you could throw in. I hate to say this, but IJJs.
No, it would fit. It would fit. But no, I'd prefer triple strength Myomer and a supercharger.
As I said, any of the movement accelerators.
I mean, you could stick like Endo, triple strength, supercharger, and you just don't change the eat sinks. Just leave it to standard eat sinks. You'll eat enough, and you'll have your triple strength Myomer to whack people for 24 with that mace. I mean, 24 is
pretty damn effective.
I mean, 5'8", a 5'8", 10, 5 machine that would bonk you for 24 with a hammer. I'm okay with that. Not a bad Phoenix Hawk once we upgrade it to current tech.
Right. Like I said, and if you could sneak in some IJJs or something also and increase that jump range.
I mean, light blazers are not very good though, but I mean, that's what they're going for with Gothic. It's what, 1.5 tons, I think?
Yeah, I think so.
6 eat, 7 damage, medium laser range. I mean, you could replace those with 2 ER medium lasers, and that would save you the weight you need for your supercharger. There's probably reasons. I mean, no, there's no good reason for the light blazers, but there are in Gothic, not in real gameplay, I guess. But then again, if you were stuck in just like you can only use Succession War tech, I mean, that's an increase in damage over the regular medium laser. You're just going to cook yourself to death with that.
Surprised they didn't go with the Griffin instead. The was the 1DS Osmed.
Mm-hmm. They haven't given us a Griffin, Shadowhawk, or Wolverine for Gothic.
Personally, I'm holding out for a Banshee that's modeled kind of Slanesh-like with little nipple tassels going around the chest barrels.
gun barrels. Yes, that would be a perfect Banshee. That would make the big Banshee happy.
And to be close combat weapons too. Make them like Morning Stars.
And the problem is at the 90 ton, I think the only thing you can still stick in is the hatchet or the sword. You can't put anything larger because the mace will start being too big for you to be able to stick it in the thing. And flails are entirely awful, so you don't want to mess with that.
I thought we were getting rid of the flail.
Yeah, they're getting rid of it, so I don't think we'll be seeing that. Who knows? Maybe it'll still be there in Gothic.
If any place would need a flail, it would be the Gothic setting. I mean, flails are kind of cool in that regard.
This one doesn't make much sense.
Light blazer, small laser machine gun, light blazer, small laser machine gun. Doesn't run aught. That's an advantage. And if you're fighting infantry, which is what you should be doing a lot in Gothic, I guess, wouldn't be that terrible. I'd almost swap out the 2 small laser for 2 other machine guns, to be honest. Deal a little bit less damage, but against infantry, you'd just be chewing through it.
Hello there.
Hey,
So what's the deal with
here's-
this blazer?
It's
you can use
2
it to
medium lasers.
dazzle.
It's 2 medium lasers taped together. That's what a blazer is. A light blazer is. A regular blazer is
mechs
2
now
large
throw
lasers
glitter.
taped together. And it's... from what I understand, in Gothic, you could shoot it at like half capacity and still deal full damage against the aberration. Something like that. Like they had to make up a rule for it to be better in Gothic.
Oh, okay. So it's a bi-laser.
Yeah.
You could say that. I actually, I did get my my Gothic cardboard order in from the reseller on Facebook. I haven't yet gotten to read through it, but I'm gonna tell you right now, that box, a lot of the weight in that box is coming out of the cardboard. The map feels a lot different from the other map sheets that they've put out. Yeah, it's a really heavy thing, and the rule book for it, I was right. Well, I mean, to be fair, I was citing Ash Barker, but I was right. That is the entire Agoak rule book with an addendum for the abominations, which is nothing more than infantry, power armor, and protomech rules.
Such imagination.
It's kind of silly. But I didn't get any of the mechs. I did not order any of the mechs. I didn't really yeah, we can use them as pirates, Solaris, all that good stuff. I didn't care for that. I said I'm gonna skip out on that for now.
I'd rather get the Polygon Masterworks pirate line than the CGL Gothic line.
And that variant right there doesn't make any sense.
Do we at least have the Gauss rifle variant from the
Nope.
award-winning short story author?
Nope.
Oh, well, that's kind of silly.
Well, considering half the tech on that mech does not exist in Gothic.
I mean, it's a thing, right? We tried to make it and it didn't work. Anyways, it's Brian. He doesn't know the game. He's never played Battletech. We all know that. You know Star Trek.
Star Wars.
I'm going to be at this game store in Salt Lake City demoing Battletech. Like, dude, you're not demoing Battletech. The CDT member is going to be there demoing Battletech. You're just there.
He'll be signing his books. Books.
That's like him saying, I was at the hotel as well. Yeah, you were, but you were in the corner holding the camera.
No, but there was a few. I can't remember which author was saying okay, don't worry about the R.A. Salvatore thing with Drizz's daughter. That'll be fine because I was talking to R.A. Salvatore. We had a meeting, and I was with some great authors like Salvatore and Stackpole and Brian Young, and I almost wanted to reply on that thread. Like, I'm sorry, man. You were with Brian Young. I feel very bad for you. So yeah, I mean, we should have had a Crusader in there as well, one with a mace or a sword. We should have had a Battle Master with an actual, two-handed Warhammer, brand new rules for the two-handed Warhammer. I mean, go for it. If you want to go and do that kind of shitty, silly stuff, go for it, guys. Just lean into it as much.
Make it worthwhile.
It's just another half-assed product.
Like there's Like, there's
Right.
that artwork out there. I think it's a 3D printable model where someone did a Warhammer 40K Imperial Knight, but he's got like this cape and this big old friggin' hammer, two-handed hammer in both hands. And it's like, dude, we could have had something like that in Gothic. That would have been sick.
But guys, remember, they're so proud of their Atlas model that they're selling at the whatever. That's just Malibu Stacy with a new hat.
Oh yeah, the one that they're
It's
doing.
literally
Like,
got
it's
its
gonna have
arm
the
just-
same paws as on the box. Wow.
I still maintain that even though the pointy-headed Atlas is getting all the hate because it looks the stupidest, I still maintain that a company of those pointy-headed Atlases in my possession, I could do something really, really silly with them.
the Dunce Company.
Paint them all.
Yes.
Helsing, okay, Helsing Ultimate Abridged, the enthusiastic volunteers,
Yep.
something like
I see
that.
All with southern redneck accents.
And
Oh,
we
I was
cannot have.
I was talking about the Mexican Inquisition. I don't know what you were talking about.
Oh yeah.
And the Canadians and the Canadian Salvation Army with 309 holy Hoosers.
Now they're dressed up as ghosts, guys. Okay. They're dressed up as
Exactly.
ghosts. And remember, we cannot have the Crusader. That's not the politically correct name. It has to be called the Kerfluffalator.
Oh no, I'm not MacFrog. I say jihad. I say jihad every video at this point.
I just start calling it the War of Comstar Aggression.
No,
Yeah.
because that's the War of Starleaf
if Allah
aggression.
did not want, if Allah, now we're going to become memory TV stream. If Allah did not want us to call it the jihad, He would have told us what to call it. It is jihad.
And how did SpongeBob get his house under the sea? Through jihad. So we got a model for the Epimetheus and Matthias, that thing, which was a one-off with a Torgoso cockpit and a DNI made by Nice.
Oh, is that the one from the what the heck? Oh, Unbound, yeah.
Yeah, that is an odd thing here. I don't know why he made a model for it, but I mean, I don't think I can make a full video on that.
You can't.
You can do a full
it shows
video
up in one freaking very old adventure.
No. Professor can make a video. It'd be like the early the Fat Electrician videos where they're like only 3-4 minutes long.
Yeah, true.
Or wait. He could do a 4-hour video like our favorite shill.
Yeah.
So this is the guy who invented the right arm actuator for the thumb of the Epimetheus.
Of course, you could also. That's the assassin droid from Fallout. Or the assassin, that's what I'm seeing there.
Yeah,
it has
a very cool, distinctive look. There is that.
I've got.
I might print one just to have one
actually outdate Fallout.
It looks like a less silly wyvern.
I've got a video suggestion about it. You just do a video on the secrets of NAIS. You covered the Prometheus, the Epimetheus.
There'd be a lot of things you could cover then. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. All those oddballs, and then you conclude it with the Muse program, which inevitably means you would have to also cover the Muse, whatever it was, where they took a 200-ton train and stuffed it full of prototype streak LRMs, and basically made a streaking death train. But I mean, yeah, you've got a treasure trove within the NAIS oddballs.
True, there is that. As Argyle is saying, lean into it with a secret base on the far side of the moon, making it so over the top it becomes cool. That's how you should do it. Yes, no questions there. There's just silly. Other things here. Well, I've posted my imps on this guy's page. It's fun. On my mini factory, you can always post like prints you've done of things, and I barely ever see any. So it's not even like people with a good number of followers or anything like that. They don't have that many people printing their stuff or showing their stuff. So if you have, a few dollars to throw at some creators, it's not a bad thing to do. I'm gonna be the reverse shill here. Like, I'm not being paid. I'm telling you, like, pay people to make stuff, because we need more oddball mechs and weird thing. Because salvage drop is Imp was really good. I bought another one from him. The Black Hawk KU.
Pretty good.
Hmm?
Lahu at the top.
Oh yeah, his Lahu's really good. Well, most of his mechs are really good. The only problem is that he only has like one variant usually, and that he reposes rather than all the variants. But I mean, not everybody's as dedicated or as crazy.
I mean, you pay $6, you print it, you get something. Unlike CGL.
Well, he seems to love the Capellian Confederation.
He's making some of the later mechs and things that are not, common or commonly seen.
Like I said,
those do include a lot of
Is that a mech bay display?
Yes.
Yeah.
How much does he want for that?
7. And you can put 2
print that on my bamboo. I wonder if I could print that on my bamboo.
Yeah, there shouldn't be any problem printing that. Oh, especially since it's in parts, it's easy. It'll be fairly easy to print.
Yeah, a lot of flat bits. Hell yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, this would look good for display. This would look good for. See, you want $7 for it? I might put that $7 down. Okay, in my case, it's gonna be $6.30 because I get a 10% discount because of another thing I've got. That's how it is. I've got something in my inbox. Probably someone dropped another thing to add to my library of already too many things I need to print.
Yeah,
I'm printing fantasy stuff right now. I'm not doing all the things. I mean, old-timer Selecki. That one is also pretty cool.
Is that supposed to be Tom Selleck as a mech warrior?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
He's got the tiny version and the big version. He's got the Natasha Kerensky as well. He's got Tasha K. I mean, I would never be able to paint that correctly, so I am terrible at skin. But, support some creators. I support a few already. I know a lot of people support Locust Labs, Trees Forge. There's a couple of people like that out there that are pretty good people to support. So please go and support the members of our community, our fandom, I prefer to say, because CGL, well, we know they're not doing what we want them to.
As far as the leaks for Aerotech are concerned, my expectations for that are 100% subsumed and curbed. My only expectation for it is it'll be aerospace fighters and some drop ships. Now, if they completely subvert
Alpha Strike rules for them,
yes, which I wouldn't be necessarily opposed to. But if they come way out of left field and say, "Hey, it's actually the Task Force Serpent starter set, and you're getting a Cameron class battle cruiser and a Kyushu frigate versus 2 Fredessa corvettes and a Black Lion," okay, expectations will have been thoroughly subverted. But that's not going to happen.
That's the thing. With CGL, our expectations will be subverted when they do something good, like the XTRO prototypes that we got for April's Fool.
April Fool's Day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like the expectations were subverted then. We got something really cool at a really odd time.
People wanted.
Apparently, a couple of weeks ago at my local group, someone actually brought out the Risk Malice and proceeded to immediately blow up a single hyper laser. First shot, that was first or second shot, a hyper laser exploded, but the rest of them connected. And I mean, 320-point hits hitting you from across the map. I mean, yeah,
it makes a difference.
It's not a good day. Not a good day.
All right, so let's get into the topic at hand, which is clan culture. As I'm trying to formulate my thoughts around it and try to maybe do a video on clan culture, not do like clan history, like we've got Tex that already did that and all those things here. Clan culture is weird. Let's start with that.
Yeah.
I know here we've got a Clan Wolf representative. We've got a Star Adder representative. Or is it Cloud Cobra for you, Crab?
Adders all the way.
Adders all the way. We've got a Shadow Kitty Cat.
So
me, I keep changing, so I can't say. It really depends on the era, but I kind of like Sea Fox nowadays. So there's a clan there for me.
Yeah, it depends on era. If it's mostly the from Invasion era, it's gonna be Blood Spirits.
We got the weird clans here.
Hail Ravania! Ravania rules the space.
Mm-hmm. And in your case, Light Lancer, do you have a favorite clan?
I'm partial to Snow Raven.
There you go. So a little bit of everything. That's one thing I do like about the clans compared to the Inner Sphere. You've got more variety because you have, 17 technically clans you can play with. Wolverines is pretty. I mean, Wolverines a lot of people are fan of.
Theoretically, have 20.
Yeah, it's like people that be fans of Clan Widowmaker. I feel sorry for you because you've got
all three of you.
Yeah, all three of you have about 3 pages to enjoy.
Or the Mongoose.
Clan Mongoose is another one where the two fans
Mongoose
are
actually
really
has
happy.
more of that because remember that it's in Era Report Golden Century. Yep.
Ah, there you go. They've got a little bit more.
I
love the idea of Clan Mongoose, and I love their logo. But it's not
Widowmaker has less.
Like
because they only have the Turning Point, and you have to read the Clan Wolverine book to get anything else for them.
I mean, it's Clan Sneaky Bastards, and they should have stuck around. It would have actually been more interesting if Clan Sneaky Bastards had stuck around.
Mongoose got killed because they were the politicians.
Yeah, but they were the bad politicians. You see, like Clan Snow Raven knows how to play the game.
Right. Mongoose was basically light.
Yeah, and so I can picture the Clan Mongoose and Clan Widowmaker fan clubs. They all convene at the Clan Blood Spirit convention that rents out an entire Hot Topic.
That sounds about right.
I have a little bit of a hot take about the clans that I'd like to get off of my chest before I hit this dead zone and come back in about 5 minutes to the reeing and screeching. I feel like the clans were supposed to be Space Marines.
It's a bit of the. It's not that. It's not that controversial.
There's 20 founding legions clans. 2 of the founding legions we don't even know who they are. 2 of the founding clans are eradicated before the invasion even happens. There's 7 invading, and 40K, there's 7 primary Space Marine chapters you can play, not counting Death Watch and Grey Knights, of course. They're kind of their own thing. But there's 7 main Space Marine chapters you can play. There's 7 invading clans. And then after that...
The one problem I have with your whole thing here is that, at least originally, I mean, the clans came out about the same time as the Space Marines were being hashed out. So it is a...
Yeah, it's about the time that Rogue Trader became Warhammer.
It is an astute thing to say, And it is very, it's not that far from the truth, because I mean Kerensky's pretty much the emperor to the clans, but I think it's one of those convergent evolution. Like around the same time, the same kind of ideas kind of coalesce with the various big companies, and they kind of release a thing that's more or less the same. I don't know. That is a good.
And 3 clans died.
I can see where you're coming from. Yeah, but I hear you. But it is. I mean, in there are parallels. I just don't know if it's a 1-for-1 comparison.
I don't think it's a 1-for-1 comparison. There are parallels, and the general idea is close enough. So I mean, it is a thing to think about. That's for sure. And I'm pretty sure some people at G-Dubs...
Honestly, more clans should have died before the freaking invasion, but that's beside the point.
Probably. Or... Yeah. There is so much about the clans that should have been done differently. I mean, but
let's be honest. The Fire Mandrels should have never made it to as long as they did.
Poor Fire Monk. Always the butt of everybody's joke.
Fire Mandrels are basically clan version of Free Worlds League.
Basically.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But I mean, it is fun to have a little bit more variety, even though their culture is all based around the same thing. They all have at least a little bit of difference from one another, etc. It gives more freedom in the game itself. But it's a little bit weird how the whole thing went down.
But of course, so much of it's also been retcons.
Mm-hmm. Originally, like most of the clan names were not even, they didn't even know what the clan names were going to be. It was just
correct.
Like, those are the ones we're bringing in.
Let's look at the entire, what do they call the merchant fleet now? It's a really recent retcon. That there is this huge merchant fleet that's kept the clans actually going.
The Sharks merchant fleet?
No.
I think it was an Operation Klondike when they invented that, right?
Yeah.
I started reading like the first chapters of Operation Klondike because that's what I was trying to focus on clan history, and the first few chapters are about that. It's like all the spacers that survived the Pentagon Wars have their own fleet of stuff, and they're doing their own thing, and they're not quite clans, but they're affiliated with the clans. Like guilds, that's a recent retcon. Like that? Yeah, I can't remember.
Free guilds. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're basically one of those. So, here's the Sarna article. The free guilds are the scientists, technicians, merchants, and laborers whose allegiance is to clan, not to a clan.
Which, if you want, the worst thing is, like, if you want clan society to work, that would need to exist. So it's not a bad retcon, but it retcons a whole lot of things about the clans. It changes, like, how the clans work. More or less.
Officially, it first appeared in the Clans Warriors of Kerensky in one little section and the Jake Falcon source book, but everything else is modern CGL. Icons of War, Tomorrow Rising, Redemption Rights are most of where it's, and a couple shrapnels. Actually, it's Shrapnel 21, which I have not yet read.
I'm not gonna bother reading most of their stuff because it is just.
Yes, that's my penance. I know.
But thinking about clan culture and clan history, having read the start of Operation Klondike, things like that, it's probably one of the best places to start if you wanted to really look about where the clans came from. The start of Operation Klondike, that book is actually quite enlightening in that direction.
That is one of the
I
better
don't like
books.
I don't really like the Sarna article on Nicholas Kerensky, because it was written by a free birth. It's the best way to say it.
Oh, little Nicky.
Operation Klondike is probably top 5 for me source books for Battletech.
It is a very, very good book.
It's got a lot of Half-Life and Metallica references in it.
Which is not a bad
that
thing.
That was the golden age of CGL writing. That, the Succession War books, the Reunification War, and the 2 Assault on Terra books.
Oh yeah,
I mean, they had a time where they were doing good stuff.
Yeah, then they pissed off all the writers.
The mid to late 2000s were a very good time for them. Where did they go wrong?
Pissed off all the writers.
Well, that's what happens when you don't pay them.
Yeah, or tell them to rewrite their shit 3 times.
It seems that they rushed through the FedCom Civil War, then they did a lot of LSD and created the Jihad, and then they had to overcorrect with the Dark Age.
Kind of. They established Dark Age for Clicky Tech, and there was a whole lot of.
They were forced into Dark Age.
Why is it like this? Why? Oh, well, the Jihad happened. What's the Jihad? Oh, well, now we got to crank out the Jihad and the Wars of Reaving while we're at it. And somehow, I mean, other than making the clans go 100% retard and become obsessed with taints, Wars of Reaving isn't all that bad. It's just Jihad. I've said this many times on your streams before, 18, but Jihad is a whole lot of, and then all these main characters got together for a conference, but a bomb went off and killed them all.
Yep.
It was basically clearing the board. And they were forced into it. So,
like, can we get a novel about the events leading up to, Maeve Wolf, who takes over the Wolf's Dragoons after Jamie dies? Matter of fact, can we get a novel about the Wolf's Dragoons, fighting in on Outreach during the Blakist mercenary assault, and then we can conclude it with Maeve Wolf dying and launching the Wolf Spider Battalion with Stagey Church? Nope, that's too much to ask for. Almost 20 years later, too much to ask for.
All right.
Well, at least they are thinking of going back to that era. Dark Age, they're just wiping their hands with and being like, no. And let's make magic boxes so that everything gets solved.
It's crazy.
So, the just start of this particular thing here, saying that Nicholas Kerensky was a sociopath. I'm not sure Nicholas Kerensky was actually a sociopath when he created the clans. Yes, was he insane? Probably. Does he have good reasons to be insane?
Fever. Let's just be honest. He had some brain damage.
Multiple reasons of brain damage, actually.
Yes.
The first thing you need to know of Nick Kerensky and the creation of the clans, Nick Kerensky grew up on Terra during the Ameris Civil War, basically being a resistance fighter with his mom and his brother for, his formative years. So would that make you a normally well-balanced and well-suited individual?
And there was an interesting Balcor story about that. I forget what it's called.
Your formative years are spent being a blend of war, because we don't know if Dad Alexander, we don't know if he's dead or not. So we're somewhere between a war orphan and a child soldier during our formative years, and I mean that does quite a number on your psychological development, especially your prefrontal lobe and whatnot. You're going to be a very anxious. You're going to be a very anxious, on edge, borderline paranoid individual.
When you're surrounded by chaos and you have a high degree of intelligence on top of that and a high degree of anxiety, you're going to want to create a society that's well ordered to a almost insane degree, which the clans are.
very authoritarian, very structured, very rigid, very anal, thing.
One thing I do see as well from the clans based on Nikki K's early formative years, everything about the clans is based around, not the same kind of survival kind of situation. You have an economy.
Has everybody here read the trilogy?
Nope.
I've read the first 2 books.
I don't read.
I hadn't gotten to that one.
I do research.
I do research, yes.
So the trilogy goes into it pretty well, explaining some of it. But the main character is Andre, so you don't get everything.
I mean, Andre really seems to be the fawning little brother for a lot of this situation, from what I understand.
No, he's basically the one he gets manipulated, he gets bullied around. He knows it. He's just doesn't have
He doesn't have enough of a spine.
He doesn't have the courage to do anything about it. He's paralyzed by
loving his brother. Until the end of the second book, I know he's finally like wide awake and being like, okay, this is bad, but. And then the third book is trying to actually kind of undo some of the damage. But
I mean, the first book was him constantly getting played by not only Nicholas Kerensky, but by everyone from the ones who tried to start the uprising on the ships to Jess Cole.
You mean Jeffrey Winston?
Sure, we'll go with that.
No, it's the same character.
Oh, I know that. It's just Jess Cole was...
Yeah, it's...
And even to a small extent, like a really small extent, his friends like Wyndham Khatib.
Oh, yeah.
Did a little bit of manipulating, but... And... the old lady Greta Thunberg looking lady that he's slipping the pickle to. Dana
Colaflin or whatever.
Dana Kufal.
Yeah. Honestly, what I would have loved to see was in the third book, him and
Sarah McEvany.
Yeah, I mean, it was written in there, kind of, that they were starting something, but
yeah, it's started in the second book.
Yeah,
I mean, Andre is also important in the whole story in a way, but
well, the early lore, if you read it, you knew that the clans killed Andre. Because it was like, oh, there's 5 mechs out there. You're like, there's a fucking star. Yo, it was pretty obvious what happens to him.
But I think when Nicholas created the clans, it was really...
I'll do it in a while.
It was really a survival instinct kicking in and trying to build something that he knew kind of worked, because having been a survivalist and a partisan, that's all he really knew. So the warriors at the top, the people supporting the warriors underneath.
I mean, there was a key point in what was happening with the SLDF, in of people, all basically. Okay, all the Capellians are going to go live there. I mean, look at our current immigration issues. What's happening? All the same people are moving into the same areas.
And causing trouble. But
I mean, it's one of those things that just happens. You go with like people.
Yes. But unlike Devlin Stone, he actually succeeded in a way of turning people into caste instead of having them revert to their previous house alliances.
Right.
Yeah. Because he literally forced it down their throats because people actually wanted to have it forced down their throat. If you read the start of Operation Klondike when he does the second Exodus, like the people who leave with him are like not only disillusioned with the inner sphere, they're disillusioned with life itself at that
and
point.
Humanity.
Yeah.
And that does explain not only why Nicholas Karinsky created this society that he sold to people, but why they bought it, because they were dealing with societal trauma of all these civil wars within the Karinsky cluster.
Yep.
Which is well, not weird, because that's all they knew. I mean, everybody that he took with him, they were either SLDF or SLDF related. So they were all soldiers.
Except one person.
Yeah, about. There were civilians, but even there, like all those.
What's his name? The guy who they hijacked because he came over on the shuttle from the Draconis Combine space station, and they got him on board, and they were like just delaying him. They like, yeah, we're leaving. He's like, what? Can I go leave? And they're like, nope, you're coming with us.
Even there, that if he's from the Combine, he's probably still military or related.
He was.
To that.
He was he a Novacat or yeah.
But I mean, all those people, like all they really knew was the military. So that format of a new society built around the military kind of makes sense if you're just living as the military. Having I know Brian Young tried to print it out like the Jade Falcons invented UBI, but no, clans always add UBI. You always have your allowance of money per month, and if you don't spend it, you lose it, which is much closer to what the military would have than, especially in a long-term operation, than you would have with accumulating wealth.
RKT, yes, there was a defector from the RimWorld's Republic.
There's a good number of defectors from the RimWorld's Republic, actually.
He's one of the founders of the
Novacats.
Yeah. Smoke Jaguars also.
Mm-hmm. Philip Drummond.
Yeah.
Philip Drummond. There was a decent number of free RimWorld's Republic people that were working with the SLDF.
The twin brothers who formed, was it
Alfarius and Omegon?
No. It's like Burrock or one of those clans.
Yeah, it was Burrock.
It was twin brothers for Burrock, and you're only adding further credence to my Warhammer theory.
We know,
Not beating the allegations on this one.
I mean, the problem is maybe that it was Convergent Evolution at first, and then our friends at CGL just started lifting stuff from Warhammer.
Actually,
totally opposite of what they were doing. They're doing with Gothic.
You mean
separate?
Black Library stole from CGL.
Oh, I mean, BattleTech and Warhammer have been at war since forever. But let's be honest, Warhammer won. There's no question there.
Yes,
right?
They did. But you got to remember, BattleTech, at least most of the stuff that we're about to cover, except for some of the Wolverine, the small clan stuff that nobody cared about, or they didn't want to go back into the past. At least the 20 and everything has been set since 1998, give or take.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the Warhammer stuff for the 20 is later than that.
Mm-hmm. There is that. Nick Karinsky also had brain damage from having a very nasty illness when they landed on Ethan, so that might not have helped them either.
Yeah, that wouldn't help.
So he probably was not of sane mind, but he was of sane mind enough to be able to bring enough people together and build something out of it. Was it a great idea? I mean,
It was the best idea that they had.
Yeah. I mean, I don't believe he would have been able to do it that quickly. That's part of my problem with the whole thing. I don't believe he would have been able to do it that quickly, especially changing like basic things like desire for family, things like that. That I don't think he would have been able to do as quickly as they did in the story, even though the story is there and we know how it is,
Yeah. Oh, I'm breaking up.
It was a bunch of people that had nothing to lose anymore and that were disillusioned with everything.
I don't think it happened as quickly as a lot of people think, because the trilogy does cover some of that, where it was towards the end of the third book that like the family structures were finally gained totally.
That's basically the last thing before. But I mean, it's a 20-year period. 20 years is not that long on a cultural standpoint.
But when you're fighting for survival every day, every minute, it feels like an eternity, though. So
So there's a few things here that are time-wise I find odd. I mean, I would have extended it to another generation. Like Nick Kerensky's kids should have been the ones to Nick Kerensky founds the clan, and Nick Kerensky's kids are the one who finally structure it into what we would know. That's how I would have done it, just to have a little bit more time for things.
Honestly, you are correct. That is basically what happened. It's just nobody looks at the whole time period of, you have the people who were either born on the pentagram, the Kerensky cluster worlds, and those people who went on the second Exodus. The people who were born in that 20-year period are basically the last of the families, and then everything after is now basically done.
No, the clans are not what the Democrats wish they could be. There's a lot of weird people thinking all sorts of weird things about the clans, and I know CGL's pushing for it, trying to say the clans are communist or socialists. There's nothing further from socialism and communism in the clans. A caste system is opposite of what communism is in the end, right? Not everybody's
clans
equal.
Are Space India.
Clans are Space India, yes. With the dark caste being your Dalit, your untouchables, and then your regular castes, one on top of the other. And there's nothing further from communism than the clan way of life. It's a struggle for survival at all time, while communism always sees themselves as an utopia. So it's very, very, very different. And there's no modern political movements that are like the clans in the end. Something that would be highly structured, warriors, scientists, technicians, merchants, laborers.
It's really the only thing in history I was going to say ancient Greece. The city-states.
It's the city-states like ancient Greece, ancient Egypt, where you had well-defined societal castes, and one thing it does have in common with communism, fascism, whatever, it is a high degree of authoritarianism to maintain the social norms.
But you have to remember that communism, you're not supposed to have an authoritarian government. The authoritarian government is supposed to disappear after true communism has been reached.
Right.
Hey, I read my Marx because I did a cultural analysis of Marx, Hitler, and conservatism. What's the name of the guy who first put down conservatism? I compared all three. And actually, I compared the liberalism on it as well. It was my end year project for a political science class, and I read my Marx. I read my my struggles. I read all those things, and like, yes, Marx makes no sense. Okay, let's be very clear, be very honest. Marx makes no sense. But no, the high degree of authoritarianism, even there in the clans, that high degree of authoritarianism is odd because you have that strong backbone of democracy underneath. The clans love to vote on shit. They vote on shit all the time.
And if you don't like the way the vote went, you can just trial and let it be a vote of who can beat the crap out of the other in a circle of equals. They're almost like a liftocracy in that regard.
And they're not like the Starship Trooper democracy, where service guarantees citizenship, because it's that would be a form of democracy. While the clans, the structure they have is a caste system. You can move within your caste, you can vote within your caste, but you will not go in between castes at the same time.
Well, but there is also the blood named versus non-blood named, with the warriors.
But that's a symbol of honor, status, something that is.
But it also gives you voting.
Mm-hmm. It moves you within the warrior caste.
Yeah.
Because think about all the things that the blood houses vote on. Like
the blood houses have more power, but that's basically your political parties, and they're set up. You know, you don't have new political parties.
The non-blood named people, I don't believe, can vote for Khan.
They can't vote for Khan, but they can vote for everything else. You know, you're going to have votes all the time. Or if not votes, you're going to start bidding shit, and you're going to start punching each other over it.
Yay!
Then as far as the authoritarianism and the social norms and stuff are concerned, yeah, they're incredibly authoritative, but at the same time, they're a very libertine, hedonistic structure. Like a laborer casteman can rizz up a warrior, copulate, and like that's totally okay. You just can't move upwards and stuff. It depends on the clan, but you're free to do such a thing, and it was always like that. It's just this current generation of sex pest writers have put such a focus and emphasis on that it's like, no, can we dial it back a little bit? Like, yes, they do this. It's icky, but like let's not put a focus on our Sipkin polycules and stuff. Like, let's
I'm not sure about. I can't say that because in the first Aiden Pride book, Joanna basically rapes Aiden and Martha.
Yeah, there was some weird stuff in those early books, but it was always viewed as, in those earlier books, it was often either just showed as something weird, or one of, like in that particular case here, you said here, it was a power play, and it was showed as a wrong in the structure of the book, which is not what we get in the current stage of things, let's say.
Well, in clan society, I mean, there's not as much emphasis on sex for procreation. It's more for quote unquote bonding or for
recreation.
Whatever recreation.
It's exercise.
It's I mean there are parallels to Sparta there.
And I mean that, from what I understand, if you look at the stories and everything, it's really a thing about warriors. The other castes, they're more or less, they don't really have the old family structure because that's kind of dissolved. But even there, it's still, you know, those two are together most of the time. And those two laborers are together most of the time. Those two techs are together most of the time. And they kind of form their own little thing, which is something that came after Nick was around. Because you see, you have the initial Nick super authoritative period, which is what leads to the destruction of the Wolverines.
Yeah.
And after the Wolverines are gone and Nick gets killed by Bjorn Jorgensen? No.
Cal Jorgensen
of Clan Widowmaker, and then that causes the Widowmakers to get gone. You fall in that golden century where things are a little bit less strict, and you do start seeing movement between the castes. You can't go up the warrior, but you can go from laborer to merchant. You can go from merchant to tech. You wouldn't want to, because merchant's technically the best caste, in my opinion. If you want to live a long and prosperous life, go into merchant caste. That'll be the great place to go. Scientist is not bad, but you're going to have to deal with the society, and the society are a bunch of weirdos. You don't want to deal with that. So merchant's probably the best place to be.
I was going to say, scientists, you're dealing with academics.
Oh, true enough.
Bureaucrats.
Yeah, and
you're dealing with Fauci.
Yeah, and one of the big problems with like like, where is the motivation to innovate? Where is the motivation to develop these weapons? Because if you look at more authoritarian societies, I mean, we focus on the flash gets, the Wunderwaffe, the Soviet technological demonstrations, but a lot of innovation comes from societies that are a bit more free, where people are free to innovate, even for things like military technology.
In the case of the clan, I think a lot of the technological innovations really they don't really have technological innovation. They take what exists, they improve it to, it's no longer a medium laser, it's an ER medium laser, but they don't move past that. They haven't moved past endo steel. They haven't moved past ferrofibers. They improved on it, but they hadn't moved past these things until they faced the inner sphere and had to start changing their things a whole lot more.
They were actually very stagnant. They once they got through the golden century, which is basically the years right after Krinsky dies, there was no need to innovate, really.
Okay, and we move really, really fast from bog standard autocannon 20 to now we have Ultra and LB autocannon 20s,
but those already existed as the Ultra 5 and the
Ultra
LB
5 and the LB10. Yes.
So you already add the basis of it. All they did was take what was already existing and improve it.
Fast is all I'm saying.
So so basically the clans were able to miniaturize what they had because they didn't have Comstar messing with their technological base, like what happened in the Inner Sphere during the Secession Wars.
Yeah,
and they had more memory cores than they knew what to do with.
That is true.
So that does help the technology part, but I mean the scientist caste, honestly, well, that's what we know of military. If we look at what they've done on everything else in terms of medical science,
they cured cancer.
They cured cancer, but they also cured like all sorts of really weird stuff. Mm-hmm. You no longer have any genetic disease or weird genetic mutations that degenerate anymore. Even in the standard castes, in the lower caste, you won't have it anymore because they do screen for that before birth. So any weird stuff, they screen for it, they treat it, your baby's going to be fine. That is going to be put in a creche somewhere, and it's going to be trained to do something. But, the idea is that you don't, in terms of medical science, they evolved a whole lot, but there was good reasons for that as well. Ethan was a death trap as a planet, all sorts of really nasty disease, including the one that...
It was Australia.
Ethan is a space Australia. But rather than just poisonous things and deadly things, you also have a bunch of nasty disease. So add all of that together, that's not very nice, okay?
Australia's finally curing chlamydia in the koala bears.
There you go.
Wow. But, I mean, they were so good at it, people then started getting the most taboo medical condition in the clan society, which is getting old.
Even there, people getting old in the clan society, I mean, warriors is bad, and that's I think a very bad thing for the clans. Because, I mean, there is an advantage to, experience, especially in war. right?
Honestly, that's the one thing I don't understand how it actually ever developed.
Yeah,
because
it makes no sense.
Because if you really look at it, even at the founders of the clans, there was some old people. The Snow Raven Khan,
Elizabeth Hazen was like 70 something years old.
Yeah.
But didn't Terrans at that age live to be like 200?
150, but yes. Yeah.
But the thing is, you can stay alive a lot longer within the clan society, but it's because, yes, a younger warrior will have better reflexes, better strength, etc. But the experience you gain over the years is a very, very big difference. It's a difference maker, you know. I can't. And one of the worst thing is, like, a lot of the greatest, like, conquerors or warriors of Earth generally start out as, like, Oda Nobunaga, was originally called the Fool of Owari because everybody thought he was an idiot.
Hey,
and then,
we have a perfect example in front of us. How old's Kerensky?
He wasn't.
70.
He died at what, 80?
70.
70? Eh. It's not that old in Battletech terms. It's not that old. Remember how old Victor was when he died. Victor
Right,
Steiner.
but think about how most of the clans think that 35 you're done,
which makes no
sense. Don't hit me like that, bro. Don't hit me like that, bro.
I got a decade on that, so
Victor
don't
just 4. You know.
Don't the 34-year-old men matter too?
No.
I'm almost there.
How old was Anastasius Vogt when he died?
108.
108?
I think so.
2972 to 3081. Like, geez. Like, and I would say Anastasius Vogt was probably a pretty good commander. You probably wouldn't put him in a battle mech, but, you know, he was a pretty darn good commander until...
Actually...
Currently, the longest, or the oldest living character in Battletech is actually Clan Smoke Jaguar Elemental.
Paul Moon?
Paul Moon.
Yeah. I mean, that's a thing that I find weird about clan society and clan culture. Experience in a warrior is very, very, very important. And yes, you've got your fat generals. You know, right now they're all revolting because someone told them that they probably will need to do a mile and a half. You know, that kind of stuff. and now they're all revolting. But I mean, if you look historically, you know, if you look at Chinese history, because that's what I'm messing with a lot recently, like, you know, some of those guys were not young in those wars during the Three Kingdoms or the period of spring and autumn. Those guys were not always young, but they were still, like, in the front of their troops, leading them and charging and killing a whole bunch of people still. So having experience does make a pretty big difference.
Okay.
Didn't Natasha die at like 100?
No,
Natasha Kerensky died
84.
84. Yeah, she died in battle too, right?
Yeah.
But that's what I was gonna say. You know, experience also means sneaky.
You'll know what you need to do. That's a big thing. That's an odd thing about clan culture that they even keep pushing.
It hasn't
through.
popped up. RKT asking the. Oh, no, that's not that one. Did Vogt fight at Tukiyat?
No.
He did. He did not fight, but he did show up and did pilot his Atlas for like 10 minutes.
He was at the command center.
But he did get in his Atlas for like 5-10 minutes, and that was it.
That doesn't count as fighting, though.
Sometimes that's all that matters in a battle. I mean, seeing your commanding officer in the front, giving his speech in, you know, on top of his horse, that was how it used to be, and now it's in a battle mech. That's usually enough to motivate the troops, and the troops will be ready to do some crazy shit because you did that.
Like I was speaking on about the secret bush flight into Iraq for Thanksgiving.
I mean, that makes a difference for troops. And motivated troops are usually a whole lot better than unmotivated troops, which was the clans at Tukayid, to be very honest. The clans at Tukayid kind of were falling apart already.
I'd actually think the clans would be at Tukayid would probably be their most motivated. It's just that they were so
brazenly overconfident.
Yes.
Okay. Well, they were very motivated when they landed. After they landed,
brazenly overconfident to the point of sheer fucking hubris.
I think that is an accurate statement. Yes.
Our enemy, exactly what we were bringing to the fight. Each clan, exactly what we had bid in the fight. And since it was an all-out fight, proxy fight for Terra, Comstar said, "Okay, we're gonna do it." And the clan said, "Okay, do it." And then Comstar actually did it. They kamikazed the Novacat drop ships during the hover drop maneuver, like what would have happened on Terra in a desperate fight for the death. And the Novacats were like, "What do you mean you rammed aerospace fighters into the drop ships?" Yeah, why wouldn't
you can't do that.
What do you mean you had What do you mean you had 12 tubes of long toms dialed in on the landing zone to immediately begin sending that steel rain as soon as we walked off the ships? Yeah, why wouldn't we? It's called artillery bombardment. It's a force multiplier.
To quote the great philosopher Caboose, wait, that's illegal.
And then Star Adder's over there sitting in the corner being like, "We told you, here's our Excel 2C
Star Adder
telling us
guilty."
My only issue with the new book is the massive retconning that went in place, because growing up, I was always told the clans had it was nothing but Omnimex. It was nothing but Omnimex there. And then Tiro 3075 in the Atlas 2 entry, the Jade Falcons had at least 2 Atlas 2s at Tukayid in honor of Krinsky. Okay.
Well, actually, they appeared
now
in
it's
the
like,
Falcon book, but it was just like nobody really read the entire phone book.
But I mean, the clan.
I mean, it makes sense they would have brought 2 Cs. I'm just saying, and second line mechs. But I'm just saying
the clan society, like, would it work and how it worked? Like once the start of the thing got done, when after Kerensky died and you fall in that golden century, that's when the clans really, expand a little bit and get a little bit better. They settle down on various planets. They settle their different things. I mean, at that point, it kind of works as long as they stay in that small, tiny corner of space. Let me see if I've got my most recent map for... I should have my map somewhere. STL's maps. That's different. Data, nodules, outputs. Universe, because the clan stuff's at the other end of space. 3160. That's the one where I put all the clan stuff in. But the Axiomite Union, too. The Axiomites are right there, being all Sudanese and Ethiopians. They're special.
Is that where Space Uganda and Jordan Peterson lives? Do not worry about the problems
Sudan,
in the Inosphere.
Ethiopia, Libya. I can't remember what the fourth country was. Like, all the really poor people.
They all sound the same. Do not worry about what is happening in the Inosphere. Do not worry about it. Don't worry what's happening in the Inosphere. Take care of the planet that you occupy now. Clean up your room. Do not worry about this man who just appeared on the TV asking who defends this planet and is talking weird words like Bechal. Don't worry about it.
RKT, the Atlas 2C would be either the Kodiak or the
Executioner.
I'd say the Kodiak would be the closest thing to an Atlas 2C.
Yeah.
Hey,
but there's Atlas. There's a few Atlas Cs and Atlas 2Cs, so there is that too. But if you look at clan space,
there's also just
the planets are abandoned. But this is basically the region they settled and got things going for. This is my 3060 map based on like who controls what at what time.
You know,
it is a bit of a mess.
That was an interesting thing in the Clan Invasion box set. It had a map of clan space, and I think the backside was either a Timberwolf or like the invasion corridors. But what was interesting was the map of clan space. It had all the planets that they occupy, and then there was a sidebar that showed the balance of political power on each planet. Mm-hmm. I thought that was kind of interesting.
Most planets are shared.
Yeah, which ones are shared? Which ones just have enclaves?
Like even
most
Huntress,
of them were shared.
Even Huntress, which is like 98% smoke jaguar, the Falcon's there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and the Eries.
That probably helped keep the balance between everybody and kept everybody fighting. You know, just enough. Not enough to massacre each other, but just enough to, keep the warriors busy.
And, that kind of plays into that last comment that just flashed up where your commenter mentions that we moved away from walking fortress with guns to fast XL engine, high damage output things. And the thing is like, yes, because of the clans limiting, and I know we're supposed to be talking about clan society, not clan doctrine, but with clan doctrine being, we're going to do trials and we're going to bid the lowest forces in either attack or defense of a planet. This means that we want as few mechs on the field as possible, but those mechs that are going to be there, we want them to have every advantage possible. That's why the Man of War Charlie exists. A 5'8", 85 tonner with 6 ER medium lasers and an ultra autocannon 20.
I mean, this thing shows up in a 1-on-1 fight or a 2-on-2 fight because that's what you decided to bid.
Yes.
Well, things are going to change. It could very well last 50 seconds for the fight.
You don't want a Man of War Charlie and an extended campaign, which is why I have a problem with it being in the Grey Death Legion box of all places. Why would mercenaries want it? They would have a Man of War that is geared more for fast, long-range, direct/indirect fire support, but details. But you bring a Man of War C to a planetary invasion or a lightning raid trial, the Man of War Charlie is going to be your best bet. But an extended operation,
and that's
hell no.
That's also part of clan culture from the get-go. They try to minimize
waste
losses as much and waste as much as possible. And if you read Operation Klondike, the book, it's because at the very start on Astronomech T, they didn't have nothing. They had to build everything, all sorts of new factories, all sorts of new everything. And it didn't go quite as well as Kerensky and everybody else would have wanted either, right?
Yeah.
There was a lot of accidents and lots of very bad thing happening, and the media was, a little bit curtailed. Just a little bit.
Clans are the epitome of high-low.
Yeah. And the thing is with those initial formative years on Astronomech, dude, you have no choice. You have to go out and dig that trench. Otherwise, we're going to die. You have to go work in the factory. Otherwise, we're all going to die. Everything has to be rationed. But by the middle of the golden century, we should have, human nature should have been returning to a point of, okay, you know what? We're not just copulating for recreation and cohabitating as a form of mutual resource sharing and stuff. No, we're starting a family. We're getting married. We're having children. The family is back. Humanity is back. Why? Enforced artificial. It feels a lot like enforced artificial scarcity. If we're bidding and trialing and doing these trial raids to get resources and stuff, but we should also be building the megaplexes that can just crank out products and things for people. We shouldn't be needing to live as scarcely as we are in the early clan era, in the middle of the clan era.
I mean, I'm not the one who wrote the clan, the clan plot lines and stuff. But
Like,
I think
how bad are these?
Part of how they dealt with their culture is that they were rationing everything at the start, and even when things got better, they did do the artificial scarcity and the artificial everything. I mean, by the clan invasion, a regular Sibco of 40 kids, you had like 4 that got promoted and became warriors.
And you want to talk about waste there. And yeah, I know not all 40 of them are gonna die. Maybe like 20 of them are gonna die. The rest of them are gonna test out into another caste. But even then, like, dang, dude, you spent all those resources on the iron wombs and all that good stuff to make these genetic super soldiers, only for 4 of them to pass.
Yeah,
talk about waste.
Yeah. But a couple things to consider. Number one, the recreational sex that would act as a release valve in a very stringent society. Number two, if you look at the police forces within the clan society, they are extremely brutal. It's kind of like with Saudi Arabia and their religious police. I mean, you have those times of trial where culture was solidified, and then you have it enforced by people by jackboot thugs. With a cultural, almost fanatical devotion to the ideals of Kerensky.
Not to mention, some of those police are failed warriors, Salama warriors.
Generally failed warriors. Not they sometimes are. They are failed warriors.
Well, they got a chip on their shoulder and something to prove.
Yeah. I'm beating the shit out of you because I should have tested into the clan. I should have been a warrior, not that other guy. He took a back shot. He shot me in the back in the Grand Melee. It was unfair.
Calm down there, Aiden Pride. Calm down.
Well, Aiden got fucked more than others, being sent all the way down to labor. But that's the thing. Like the artificial scarcity that they kept. Like there's only a very few number of warriors who reach that honor-bound position of mighty warriors. At the very start, like you needed as many warriors as you could, so you probably wouldn't be failing as many. But as time goes on, you start failing more and more of them because, well, you got too many warriors. You've got too many things. There's not enough fights going on to justify it. And you've got those jackboot thugs, paramilitary police running around, enforcing things, but the Khan wants the things to stay the same. Everybody else wants everything to stay the same. Even the merchant caste, which would have been the great driver in every situation, every culture, and everything. The merchants are the one driving everything. Money makes the world go around, right? And it still works the same even there. I'm pretty sure the merchants didn't want things to change because the merchants were still the wealthiest. They were the most comfy. They had everything they really wanted. They didn't need to fight for anything. And they traded everything that they could normally. So they didn't want things to change because if things started changing, well, things would have degenerated. And then warriors would have started attacking the merchant caste. And then, so that's probably why.
Like that. And then you have upstarts that come in and compete against everything you've established in a monopoly market.
So I was going to add 2 things. For yours, the merchants, I believe, were actually one of the driving forces behind the invasion because they were running out of resources to trade. And then 2, again, the key word here is faceonomics, because if you were leading up to the invasion, you would have if anybody made it to the final test, I would be, you're a warrior now. Now, we're just determining your rank in the 20 years leading up to the clan invasion, in my opinion. I think I wrote that into my story when I was doing the alt history for if the clans, were a unified front.
Trial position.
Yeah.
I mean, if the clans had showed up as a unified front against the inner sphere, things would have been very different.
Ugly. Yeah, ugly.
I mean, the inner sphere is so big, but they're still fighting each other first and foremost, and second.
Eventually, I knew it would break down, but it was one of those things where,
it would have broken down much later.
Yes,
than it did, and there probably would be a much bigger, the line would probably be here with all the colors of the clans.
Actually,
rather than
honestly, I put it
plays.
down to about a jump from Terra.
Sad Russell Hog
you were
noises.
maybe a bit more drastic than I would have been. I don't know. That's a
Basically,
funny
Durian was the
that would be a
capital
funny
of
you to deal with, but
Luthien.
I've got my own stuff that I still need to mess with.
Wait a minute. If one of the driving factors for the clan invasion is we're running out of resources, yet we have enforced artificial scarcity, what the hell were the clans doing and building that they've basically strip mined these planets? Or
I have no
were
idea.
these planets like basically just rocks of barely usable material?
Some of them were notably rich. Some of them, they were able to make new jump ships on.
Yeah, this makes very little sense. Like Untris itself, like they keep saying that Untris was strip mined and there was no resources left on it. Do you know how much? It was a jungle world. Do you know how much resources are, even let's say on Mars, which is more or less a dead rock? I mean, if we start imagining like same kind of composition as Earth, which makes sense because we're built out of the same kind of material, there is a lot of stuff on Mars. There might be a reason why Elon Musk wants to go on Mars, because there's going to be gold there. There's going to be palladium there. There's going to be cobalt there. There's going to be lithium there. There's going to be all that stuff. There might not be any of the biological components, the carbon, things like that, but there's going to be all the metals are going to be there.
And let's not forget, I mean, I hope you guys are sitting down for this, that this one little fact of the universe, that planets are big.
No.
Well, that's what I was getting at. Like ever since the industrial, well, even pre-industrial, because humans have been mining the planet, like, since the dawn of civilization, the Egyptians with their limestone quarries, the Romans with theirs and all that good stuff. And now Arizona, you got those giant open-air lithium mine and copper mine pits and whatnot, but they're nowhere close to being depleted. And they're huge. Huge sinkholes in the middle of the desert, and they're nowhere close to being depleted. But
I mean,
a couple hundred million
because
people
they wanted...
a couple 100 million people who've been living on a planet for like 400 years, and we've strip mined its resources. What the hell are we building? Are we building transformable LAM warships?
I sure hope they are.
I mean, that would be incredibly cool. On one hand, are we building Dyson spheres?
Hey, Mega Made was a major jobs program. I mean, think of all the jobs Mega Made created.
Mega Made.
We should have a fleet. If we're strip mining a planet in 400 years, we should have at least 10 Mega Maids.
At least. That's a lot of sucking.
The Mega Made 2C as well.
Yes.
This is the fancier version.
With the Dyson.
Just a quick side note.
With the Dyson, yes.
Just a quick side note. I know we're in a day and age of media manufacturing and consumption where it's like, did we really need a number 2 of this movie? Did we really need it? I'm actually excited for Spaceballs 2. I'm going on opening night.
It'll probably be fun. I have no problem.
As long as Mel Brooks survives the whole process.
What little French I know is because I spent a whole summer not only watching Spaceballs the DVD on repeat, but I got bored and started watching it in French and in Spanish. All day.
That works. That is a thing to do.
De Gaulle.
I mean, look at Spaceballs in French is not as raunchy as in English. I'm going to say that. It's a little bit odd. The French version, I would say, is more PG than the English version.
Prof, in the private chat, I put official picture of the world.
It's Spaceballs the DVD is why I made it to my junior year of high school before a teacher caught me saying merde and said, "I know what you're saying, and I know you think you're smart saying it in French. Don't do that again."
I mean, if you manage to strip mine all of those worlds, there's a problem. And you would have more than, the couple warships that are barely holding on with duct tape, tie wraps, and prayers.
Okay, we know Glory was a shithole.
Glory was a shithole. Huntress was apparently a shithole.
Sheridan's
Glory
60 or 80% water.
Shit? Oh, that's just poor
water
etiquette.
Worlds are not much of an issue once you've got like fully protected and capable of diving battle armors and battle mechs. It's easy to go mine underwater once you've gotten the necessary materials for it.
And that's what the Elemental was based off of, was underwater mining and extreme pressure mining suits. And then we got the Undine out of it, the least used but coolest battle armor, and arguably.
And I mean, if you've got a planet that's 60% water is not that much, by the way. Earth's what?
70?
Earth's about 60%.
Landmass is only at like a third.
Like 71%. Like Glory's got more land than Earth. So it's not a problem.
Actually, Santo Domingo was the water planet, I thought.
Okay. But I mean, if you've got a water planet, seed all the oceans with feed fish. There you go. You've got your feeding planet. This is where you're going to have like all your fishermen, and they're going to feed everything, because fish is really easy to preserve as well, right? So it's great for shipping and trading.
We have discovered plankton fracking.
Plankton fracking?
Yes. That's how we feed the masses.
We're running low on resources because I guess
Soylent Green is made of Sipcos.
Yeah. Probably, but like did we forget how to desalinate and purify and recycle and reclaim water?
Considering that's what society started dropping their weird pyro weapons to kill warriors, I doubt it. That's how they took out. Well, they didn't take out the whole planet, but on Sheridan, that's what they did to try to wipe out 3 blood names or 3 bloodlines.
Of course, during the War of Reaving, a lot of those planets kind of got into really bad shape.
Oh, yeah, about half of them got abandoned.
I think the thing that most people are, it wasn't that they totally eliminated the resources on the planets. It's that the warriors did not want to spend the time to get the harder to reach stuff.
Yeah, so they're just orbital bombarded until, oops, nothing left. Moving on.
Yeah, basically. It was kind of the whole problem, was that the easy stuff was hard to get.
Yeah, but I mean, if the easy stuff is now hard to get, and your plan in reply is to travel.
Yes,
I gotta get going.
You
have a good one.
All right,
it's a little trip, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, the inner sphere people are not going to be quite as kind as you would want them to. I'm not sure that's the greatest plan ever. But the clans wanted to retake Terra from the start. It was part of the whole deal. But I'm pretty sure Nikki K didn't expect them to just wait. There's two. I'm of two minds here. Either Nikki K wanted them to just settle, get things done, invade the inner sphere. Like 50 years at most before they do the invasion. Something along those lines.
Like somewhere between second and third succession war, when the inner sphere is going to be at its weakest. Which he wouldn't have known, but...
Or wait as long as you can. 500, 600, 800 years. Build up another inner sphere in that region. Another thing as big as the inner sphere. And then go back. I'm of two minds here. What would have Nikki K wanted between the two?
Yeah, the problem was that they didn't want to do any exploring. They picked up like 10 planets in the Golden Century, but that was about it. Glory being one of them. But yeah, it was the whole mentality of. Honestly, you could look at it the U.S. political cycle of every 4 years you have, or the max time you have is 8, so you have to basically speed run everything, or it doesn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, don't the Cloud Cobras at some point discover a series of worlds right next to the clan homeworlds that was settled by basically that was basically settled by Space Amish, and then they're able to keep that a secret from the clans?
Right where the right where the cursor is. That little planet.
Yeah, the Tanite worlds.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. But I mean, part
it was
of the
Burrox
probably that
actually
they never
that found them.
Makes sense. But I mean, think of it this way here. Like, they would have needed a massive increase. Nikki K wanted a massive increase in population. That was part of his old deal when he did the eugenics program, when he forced the changes in the families structures and things like that. He wanted a huge increase in population. He wanted population to just jump up to massive numbers so he could have the numbers to go back to the inner sphere.
I don't want you guys
to have... That never happened.
I don't want you guys to
happen because the clans kind of...
Go on.
Stopped panicking or started panicking once Nikki K died and just did their own thing and stopped the desire for let's get a massive population anymore, which would have been needed for an invasion of the inner sphere, as an example.
Well, you want a massive population so you can have massive armies, but the thing is that in addition to the artificial scarcity I was harping on about earlier, we're artificially keeping our military low, because when you have too big of a military, you end up with the Star League Civil War. That was bad. Remember that, you guys? Yeah, I remember. Yeah, that was pretty bad. So we're going to artificially limit our military by only letting the blood-named warriors in. But also, I want a big population. But I don't want but I don't want you guys to have families. But I want you guys to have a big population. So
breaking
it's like
everything up into smaller chapters there, Tanky.
Well, right? Exactly.
I mean, the larger population.
But I'm not going to allow Clan Space. I'm not going to allow Clan Space Wolf to have Clan Space Wolf 2 and Space Wolf Spear Wolf and all that weird stuff. Like, I'm not going to allow you to have Clan Death Watch.
But the larger population means more savants.
Yeah, and so like we're not supposed to have families, but the family is what propagates the population. So are we basically just borderline inbred polyamorous fuck machines that are also hyper-condom phobic?
Don't keep
to the point that
Argyle. I think Argyle might have a good point here. Nick was crazy.
He would have set it as a goal and used it for power. I doubt he actually cared beyond power and what would have let him keep it.
There's two. The start of it is good. Here, I do agree with the start of it. He was crazy. That's pretty sure. And he set himself a goal and he used it for power. That is 100% sure. I think the last bit, though, he had power, and he's the kind of guy that was always in power or close to power. You know, he was the heir apparent to the ruler of the Exodus, and people should have followed him when his dad died. But the people were going all crazy. So I think, I mean, he got his goal, he got his power, but he didn't know what to do with him. You know, it's like that. You know, it's like a Joker in Dark Knight. Like he has a plan, he has an idea, he gets things done. But once he's got the thing done, he doesn't know what to do with it. He has no idea. He's just going crazy, and he's gonna keep getting crazier. And the death of Kerensky is probably one of the best things that happened to the clans at that point.
True, and another thing to consider is that the most family-oriented clan was Clan Ghost Bear, and who had the mechs with the most flaws? Clan Ghost Bear.
True.
Coincidence? I think not.
But they're also the clan that is the most stable
until they had to kill people in the clan who had Wolverine genetics.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, it's odd they had such limit. I mean, their success was lackluster in the clan invasion, but the moment they get wind that the word of Blake is harboring the Clan Wolverine, oh crap! They did what Clan Novacat couldn't.
But they are the most stable and the most reasonable clan by that time. By Dark Age, when they reintegrate into the inner sphere, they actually integrate. Same thing with, I would say, the Snow Raven.
Yes,
I mean, the Snow Raven are basically the military of the Outworld Alliance. That's what they are at this point.
Well,
they're not anything really weird. I was going to actually say just a military.
Probably the clan that has integrated the best is the Foxes.
Sea Foxes are not very well integrated once you start reading a little bit on them.
Right.
I mean, they still live they have their old weird stuff, and they're fighting to know who's going to trade with who. If they were really well integrated, be like, how much money can I make?
And that's how they view it.
All that matters. Well, that's how CGL kind of pushes it, unless you read some of the other stories, like the one at the start of Empire Alone, where the Sea Fox get the Nova Cats to go help the wolves. That particular one, it doesn't make sense if they were just wanting to make money.
Yeah. Again, the writers are inconsistent to begin with, so
the writers are very inconsistent. Yes, my son's pointing out to all those world here. Yeah, all those worlds were Outworld Alliance worlds, and they all kind of were lost randomly with no real reason.
Yep.
Because it's the wonderful world of
Baseonomics.
Oh, and he is pointing out that this is the planet of Bob.
Yes.
One of the greatest planet in Battletech, the planet of Bob.
So what happens when the planet of Bob goes toe to toe with the planet of Butold?
Butold has a funnier name, but come on, the planet's name is Bob.
Actually,
product.
What does it have?
It's actually got a PDF for the planet Bob.
Yeah. There's a PDF for Butold as well.
Yes.
So they're equal on that front. Bob versus Butold, the Great War.
Is Bob a reference to the critically underrated movie Titan AE?
I was thinking the same thing.
Oh, dude, I'm glad I'm not the only one who remembers that.
Titan AE is a great movie, but it is not remembered. Period. So
sad noises.
Well, it's unfortunate that it flopped. We'll go with that.
I remember seeing it in theaters. I think it was either my uncle or my grandma took myself and my brother to go see it in theaters when we were kids, and I thought it was awesome. And then nothing.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, there's quite a few movies like that, and it just happens. The Planet of Rest Stop, that's where Tanky goes every other week.
Hell yeah!
It is made. It is a planet covered in urine.
It's right next to a gas giant that's made out of liquid ammonia. We call it Planet Piss.
I mean, the clans invading the inner sphere was never going to end up well. Anyways,
the notes on Sarna for Bob is it's basically a mistranslation, and they just got really bad German, and they were just like, we're just calling it Bob.
Well, what was the mistranslation? Planet Boob? And
no,
it had like
it was like
over
Schattenwelt.
It was Planet German.
Bless you. Bless you, sir. Bless you.
Will there ever be anything with the Homeworlds again? It's CGL. They said they'd be doing Battletech anime, which would be the Clan Homeworld stuff.
They've also done three
novel reading books.
Novels.
I mean, maybe we'll get something someday.
In the private chat, I put what the notes for Bob were.
Oh, that's the name of Planet Bob?
Yeah.
Dunkel werden dunkel Frühchen gestatten will.
It's grammatically incorrect in German by current linguistic
Even
standards.
better.
It's supposed to be dark forest, darker of river, shadow world. And they just called it
the planet of Brundum.
Yeah.
That is the furthest counter-spinward planet in the almanac. All the planets here have been created by me, so this is not canon.
So basically, the planet Bob was supposed to be the Dark Angel's home world.
There you go.
They're still not meeting these allegations.
No, they're not.
We even have the Caliban Nebula. We have the Caliban Nebula, dude.
Yeah, but that's real world stuff.
This is true
as well. So, I mean, here we've got 12 worlds of the Axiomite Providence, and we got a page and a half in a book about them. Okay, so let's leave it at that. I've written more about the Axiomite Providence than CGL ever did, and FASA ever did. Okay, I am proud of this.
And FanPro ever did.
There you go. And the Union of Samoyedic Colonies next to Port-au-Prince. I don't know. I should probably switch that over to Clan Burrock, say that they actually invaded it. No, it's the Burrocks in Vengeance. They wouldn't invade it. They'd just raid it every other, weekend just for fun to try to get more stuff out of them.
We need to recreate the first interactions between Clan Burrock and the Space Amish. Like,
Burrock are basically just Clan Dukari.
So, but the Space Amish, there's got to be...
They're not beating those allegations, eh?
Yeah. There's got to be someone on that... there's got to be Space Amish named Noah Dyke, or Noah Dick, and Anita Dick.
I'm feeling bad looking at what I've done with the Vengeance stuff, because it feels like this is what the clans might have actually succeeded being at some point. Never mind. I mean, there's...
We answered your batch-all once.
Clan Society is weird, okay? And honestly, since Battletech is Battletech, we always focus on the warriors, while there's everything underneath that we don't talk about enough.
Well, that's because we have shitbags like Perry Watson who sure that we can't have anything nice. We had the chance for clan lambs that worked.
I know. There's people don't like stuff. But, I mean, if you look at some of the things here, I mean, we at least have some sections on entertainment, language, religion, etc. Religion is kind of... They are atheistic as much as they can, except they're not. It's mostly ancestor worship. We shouldn't be saying that they're atheistic, but they're much closer to like Chinese ancestor worships than actual true atheism.
Because they have Bibles, aka the Remembrance. Each clan has its own Bible, and each clan venerates its greatest warriors in the Remembrance.
And Kerensky.
If you're, Kerensky is like the head god, and then the founding khans are his demigods, and then the blood named are like chosen to the demigods chosen disciples, and the really good blood named who go on to become khans, become galaxy commanders, do those really big epic moments, become the saints and the martyrs and stuff.
Almost Juche-ish.
Mm-hmm. I mean, there are religions like this on Earth already. And I mean, it's not really... It's atheistic because, I mean, there actually is no God, but ancestor worship is a thing. And yes, true ancestor worship, you generally end up with gods. The great ancestors become.
I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. I was a part of one of those cults for the longest time. United States Marine Corps, give one to Chesty Puller.
Is it true?
Praise be to Chesty wherever you are.
I mean,
no lies detected.
I mean, it does. Some clans are more religious than others. The Nova Cats, the Goliath Scorpions, Cloud Cobras.
Well, the Cloud Cobras were founded by I believe it was the Cloud Cobras were founded by Perigrad Zalmod, who was a Star League chaplain. So he would have used that clan.
Zalman's Steel Viper.
No, it's Wyndham Khatib.
Who was the Star League chaplain then? Oh, hello.
Yeah. Wyndham Khatib.
Mm-hmm. So
okay.
So I mean, it makes sense that there are forms of religion, at least.
Yeah.
So, but it's not the standard Terran religions. Let's say you won't have Confucianism.
It's definitely Christians. Optional.
Mm-hmm. But you'd probably, like with everything that's very atheistic, it would probably, like, they're not expanding on it because they're just going with that here. But like with everything that's atheistic or mainly atheistic, you would end up having a resurgence of religious-like behavior because that's in human nature as well. I know some atheists don't like me saying that, but
so you're saying the Star Adders have the snake churches where they praise our Lord Jesus while holding rattlesnakes.
Who knows? Maybe.
Possibly.
I figured that'd be the Steel Vipers.
But that'd probably be the lower. That would be the lower castes that would do something Scorpions. Like that. Not the warriors.
Oh, definitely.
Like the lower castes would, at some point, oh yeah, we're going to the service. The service, yeah, it's a Kerensky service. We're gonna read the book of Kerensky and talk about Kerensky, and be all Quaker about it.
And it's just the new King James Bible, but they replace God and Jesus and Jehovah and whatnot with Kerensky.
Well, I mean, does it really matter if it's clan rations, communion wafers, or crayons? I mean, everybody has their own little rituals and everything.
Yeah, the Marines are special like that.
I tell people I used to tell them in the jailhouse. I tell them in the game groups. I tell people all the time, if you put a box of crayons in front of me, I will live the meme. I will dunk them in Elmer's glue, and I will eat every single crayon in the box. I will look you in the eye, and I will be like Anthony Hopkins as Hannibal Lecter. I will not blink. I will make it as uncomfortable for you as it is for me. I don't know. No one's ever
best flavor.
No one's ever given me a box of crayons.
Jeez.
No one wants to take me up on it because they know I'm going to do it.
When we do the big meetup, we'll bring boxes of crayon.
I mean, let's go. I'm there.
I mean,
because the meme's always green.
I mean, they have their sports, but they're not a pro sports league, at least, I guess. But they play lacrosse. They play all sorts of things. I mean, this is all stuff that they've grown into over the years, adding a few things here and there to try to make the society a little bit more reasonable in a way.
Well, yeah, honestly, the sports stuff was original clan text. Lacrosse and remember those Ghost Bears played the one game of football.
Yeah, they
want to play
a game of football.
We challenge you to a game of football. Which one, European or American?
The only one that matters, American.
Canadian. And now everybody's messed up. They only have 3 downs, and the field's bigger, and
you can run into the goalpost.
And you can,
if you kick the ball
in the end zone, you can bring it back. And
what is it? The Saskatchewan Stallions or something?
The Calgary Stampeders.
The Stampeders, Edmonton Rough Riders. There's like 3 teams named after Theodore Roosevelt for some reason. Canadian football's weird, yo.
Hell yeah.
No, because I actually had a
Montreal.
This whoever the Saskatchewan
the Red Blacks
shirt.
in Toronto, the Stampeders, the Tiger Cats, the Blue Bombers, the Elks. That's a new team. I don't know where they're situated. I haven't checked. I haven't followed football in the longest time. The Argonauts, that's Toronto. The Lions. By the way, those Lions are better than the American Lions, which is very sad to say.
Maybe not this year.
The Lions are good this year? I don't believe you.
They're doing.
Actually, they were good last year.
Incredible. Go Lions. The few Lions fans out there. I mean, Canadian football is just a little bit weird compared to American football, okay? And there's less stoppage of play, so there's less ads. So that makes it a little bit better.
Okay.
Regular media stuff, I mean, is tightly controlled by the society. That's kind of normal. I mean, I wouldn't mind if the media and the journalists were more controlled, but that's just me. There's all sorts of kids shows, soap operas, cooking shows. The Adventures of Clan Spaniels. Yeah, that's actual source book that they did. Apparently that one was also really good. Another one of their
April
Fool's thing, and it was really good. Once again.
What, Critter Tech?
No, Clan Spaniel source book, which is the book on the TV show. Another April Fool's thing, which is actually better than most of the stuff that they've done, right? So maybe what they should do is only release April Fool's products. That'd be a great plan.
That's how you get Urban Mech LAM salvage boxes.
Yeah, fuck that shit.
No, that's an actual thing and not an April Fool's thing, I thought. There's all the people that keep saying that they love the Urban Mech. That was just them playing
into the freaking memes, and they need to stop that. Because the memes have been beaten down for 15 years now.
The memes are more annoying than funny at this point.
They were fun while they lasted.
They were fun in 2008, and that was it.
I mean, with the Urban Mech LAM box, it's like, okay, I have a walking LAM. Okay, I have a jumping LAM, and I try and play like some of those like source your own minis, Starship type games. Okay, I guess I have a Starship mini. That's cool. Okay, let's not do any more of these silly meme things. And then we get a Battletech romance novel.
And they're doing another one.
I think that was mainly they were trying to troll Big Red.
No. Big Red is really happy about that book.
Oh,
that's the thing.
That is the number one selling in all history Battletech novel.
Well, is that the Alaric Ward romance thing?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
They went. I played into that joke, thinking it would just be a joke. They went in. Oh my gosh!
And they're doing another one with a truple with Wolf Jesus 1.0 and friends. Look, it's because the people that are buying their products and supporting their products are no longer the fans.
This is why in these dark times we have to look to stoicism, which I'm sure some clans do practice, and we have to look to the Imperial Guardsman's primer for answers. And we have to remember that an open mind is like a fortress with unbarred gates, and we have to measure our speech and watch the things that we say in jest because they're liable to become reality. This is how we get Urban Mech LAMs with no record sheet, and this is how we get Battletech, thruple, polycule, mush romance novels.
TRO 1942 was another April's Fool product that was also really cool. So
there was a thread on the forums that was like 150 pages long where folks were making Yamatos and SX class battleship, SX class aircraft carriers with the aircraft to go on them.
And funniest thing, I went to BTG on 4chan today because I needed to go grab a book. and I couldn't find it anywhere else. And guess what, guys?
What's up?
Nobody was talking about Gothic. It's weird, isn't it?
No.
Hey, so I haven't yet made it back down to the Birmingham store. I will be going down there on November 10th.
Mm-hmm.
But I
Give
found
us an
out
update of how many sold.
I will, but I can give you another update. It turns out my friendly local game store that I hadn't been to in about 4 weeks did in fact order a singular copy of Gothic. Because even though the guy in charge of ordering said, yeah, everyone said they didn't want it, so I didn't want to order it. But we ordered one anyway because maybe a 40K player will buy it. Or maybe someone will buy it. And I said, so when did it hit the shelves? On release date. Okay. It's been like 3 or 4 weeks now. I know.
It's
still there. Yep. Even with the game store... Even with my friendly local game store doing a 10% discount. It's 10 or 20.
Jeez. This is...
Like I said, I think when it released, I said that it is going to be the Skaven type for Adepticon this year.
They're going to give it in gift bags at that point.
I don't understand the Skaventide reference. I thought people loved Skaven. I thought people loved the rats. The fantasy rat army.
Yeah, the box
overproduced it.
The what?
And if you bought the right ticket at Adepticon, it came in your goodie bag. A $250 box.
They still have some from release at my local store. It goes to show, like, either they overproduced it or people didn't want to buy it. It's not as bad as the Disciples of Ashut boxes. They've got 9 on the racks. 9 boxes of brand new Chaos Dwarves, and none of them are moving.
My friend
bought Catalyst's contribution to the VIP Gamer Pass for Adepticon and Gen Con this year, you reckon, is going to be a Gothic box?
Yep.
The Gothic salvage boxes will sell because people like Sixth World in my Discord will buy them just for the kicks of having one. They'll open it and they'll be like, and like he's already put up the Scorpion for sale because he doesn't like the model and he doesn't want to paint it. That guy paints stuff and sells it for like $30-$40 per model.
Dang.
And this one he's not even painting. He's just like, here, someone want it? Just pay me back for the price of the box. Like, it's that bad. Then again, the first box, it's this kid that grabbed it and said, like, hey, Dad, that'd be cool. So if my kid did that, I would probably buy the box. That's okay.
Yeah, it's kind of an obligation at that point. I know how that is.
Yeah, and he ripped off half the stuff off the Atlas, too.
Mm-hmm. Like, it's... Jeez, it's... Gothic is the source of all of our woes.
Like we said earlier, it is a half-assed attempt by a half-assed company.
I mean, we literally could do like weekly streams of us ripping on Gothic.
I mean, you know that joke where it's like F you cleans up your great unclean one, or F you Death Guards your Death Guard.
Yeah.
And makes them, the unclean one looks like a fat feminist, and then the Death Guard just look like fat Marines. What if FU ungothics your Battletech minis, and now they're just like really oversized, weirdly shaped vert? Because the Rifleman's going to be weird.
It's a Jägermech. It's not a Rifleman.
I thought it was a Rifleman.
It's a Jägermech.
No, it's a Rifleman.
It's a Rifleman? It looks like a Jägermech.
I know it does.
It's a Jägermech to me.
It's a Rifleman.
Either way, if I ungothic these things, like, they're still going to look weird. They're still going to have weird shapes and proportions to them. It's not going to be worth it. It's not going to be as funny as cleaning up your unclean one.
No, it's not. I mean, jeez.
One thing we could do is we could kit bash Hate Monger with an imp.
Now we're talking.
So that would be I mean, it's almost the perfect shape, or even a Flash Man.
Day 3 of me owning Battletech, I'm calling up Tom and Dom. I'm going to be like, look, I'm sending you guys a trove of books and novels. I want to pay you guys to do a Battletech.
Here.
That would be great. I would say Gothic is the sum of all of our fears. It is so weird. It is so weird.
And the thing is I have a solution to cure our Battletech woes. And not only will it cure our Battletech woes, but dare I say, I think it will actually end racism. But we have to look outside of Battletech to get it. And all we need is for Bandai to make a high grade Fighting Century Neo Mexico Mobile Fighter Tequila Gundam.
Yes.
Always. Once that is done, the world will be saved.
I mean, if I was the president, Japan's getting a 1,000% tariff until Bandai makes a Tequila Gundam.
Yeah, but their new prime minister is based.
I do vibe with that. I do vibe with the prime minister.
What you would do is, as president of the United States, you'd go visit Japan and talk directly to the prime minister and say, "Prime Minister lady, you're really cool, but we need a Tequila Gundam."
Mm-hmm.
And then they'd make the full size. You know what they did, the Gundam that was full size?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but they do that with the Tequila Gundam, and they ship it to Mexico, and so they can have it in Mexico City.
Mexico, my gift for you. You have a life-size statue of Tequila Gundam.
I don't know. Every country that has a Gundam from G Gundam should get their own Gundam to put in their capital.
What a way to celebrate the 40th anniversary or whatever anniversary is coming up of G Gundam.
There you go. See,
I mean, even Canada's Neo Canada's mobile fighter was sick. It was a lumberjack Gundam.
Yes, he was badass. Like,
will there be a winged Hussar Gundam?
Wait.
Did they make
one?
How
about them doing the 40th
I don't even remember if there was
Battletech?
I don't even think if
type of wet fart is that.
Oh, the 40th anniversary for Battletech was like a nothing burger. It was.
We got
boring.
We got alternate box art and updated record sheets for Beginner Box and Agoac.
Wasn't it?
Oh, and Randall Bill and if you could make it to one of the cons, Randall Bills would give you a patch.
Oh, don't forget the 7th version of TRO 25.
Yeah, that too. Which I still need to get. I just want to use it as a coloring book. I just want to color the robots.
You're doing the right thing if you're doing that. Jeez.
And I'll color them with my crayons that I'm not eating.
That you're not eating? Smart thing to do.
No, I'm not going to eat them. I'm not going to eat them unless I'm in the presence of someone who says, "Hey there, Marine, why don't you start munching on them crayons?" Like, bet, let's go. Nom. Like, this shit ain't nothing to me, man.
All right. We've been going at this long enough. I thank everybody for watching, and I thank everybody for participating. It was once again quite fun. We'll keep doing that every week. We'll get to big numbers at some point.
Yeah,
and
as long as it's lore stuff, I'll join. It's just when it's gameplay, I'm like, you guys can handle that.
Yeah, you're the lore guy more than anything else. Let's be honest. So let's see everybody later.